Welcome to Hart's Industrial Hose Show, where safety meets expertise. Each month, we explore tips, tools, and technology driving the industrial hose industry forward, from safety best practices to real-world applications. Whether you're in the shop, on the road, or out in the field, we've got insights you need to keep your operation flowing. This is Hart's Industrial Hose Show. Let's get connected. Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of Hart's Industrial Hose Show. I'm your host, John Spence, and with me today I've got Nia Laggui, the Director of Marketing for IDCO. How are you doing today, Nia?
I'm doing well. How are you, John?
Doing well, just braving the storm. I was lucky enough to get out of it. I'm in Florida, so Winter
Oh,
Storm
yeah,
Fern
you
has
really
been...
lucked out.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, actually, this last weekend I was in Dallas. I just got back a couple nights ago, but
Okay.
you know, it works. But yeah, I'm really excited to get going on this conversation. Kind of explaining co-ops, the impact it has on the hose industry, and kind of the benefits that suppliers and distributors can get from it. So, kind of start for those who may not be familiar with a co-op, can you explain what a co-op is and how it differs from a buying group or a trade association?
Sure. So IDCO is a co-op. We're a group of independently owned businesses. Those businesses come together to do better collectively than they could on their own. So in our case, our members are independent hose and fittings distributors, and they actually share ownership in the co-op. So that's really what differentiates a co-op from a buying group or a trade association, where a buying group is more transactional. So you buy together to get better pricing. The trade association focuses a little bit more on advocacy or education, and that's where we combine those benefits, but with shared ownership. So we also encourage and promote long-term partnerships with our suppliers. So we have some of the best suppliers in the industry and really value their input, and they help guide our direction of the co-op as well.
Awesome, I love that. Cool. As far as the members go for ITCO, how does ITCO help independent distributors stay competitive against larger national chains?
So this is really the core of what we do. Independent distributors are incredibly strong at the local level. They know their customers, their product, they can move fast. What we do is we help level the playing field. So through collective buying power, our members are able to gain access at a national level pricing, rebates, and supplier relationships without giving up their independence. Um, Beyond that, what we really offer is a true peer-to-peer network, which is what we like to call the Hoser Network. If you follow IDCO on our website or LinkedIn, you'll see that over the last 2 years, we've been transitioning more from IDCO to the Hoser Network. We like to say that IDCO is myself, John O'Donnell, the president, Melissa Woodley, the vice president. We are IDCO. We help it run every day. The Hoser Network is our members, it's our suppliers. It's them, sharing their best practices with each other. They really learn from each other, what's working, what's not working. It's a shared knowledge that they're really able to tap into through the network.
Awesome, I love that. I definitely think it's great to share knowledge instead of keeping it separate because there's no competition with individual suppliers trying to go up against these larger national chains. I know, at least to Hart, that's been very beneficial getting to share this knowledge and kind of stay competitive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we obviously have competitive overlap within the co-op, but people still work together to have that collective success.
Absolutely. Cool. So if I'm a customer buying industrial hose or related products, what difference does it make if my distributor is a part of IDCO as opposed to buying from a larger national chain like we talked about before?
Yeah, so I personally think for customers, it's the best of both worlds. If you're working with a local distributor who understands your operation, your urgency, your industry, you're going to get the best information that there is. But also behind that, distributor is the strength of the co-op, the Hoser network. So IDCO members have access to top tier suppliers who have consistent product quality. We offer training and resources. So they're probably able to give you a little bit better time recommendation, availability. If they don't have something, they're able to reach out to the network to get that for you. So ultimately, customers benefit from distributors who are, trained and supported, and they're also invested in their long-term relationships with suppliers. It's not just transactional for them.
Absolutely, I love that. I find that as a smaller distributor, being part of Hart, our customers prefer this smaller or this better connection you get from a small distributor instead of a larger national chain. To add to that, I noticed that a lot of the IDCO suppliers do offer their customers value-added services like host testing, certification, and things along those lines that you won't see from bigger competitors a lot of the time, because we don't just sell you a product, we create a relationship with you and try to make sure you're getting the best bang for your buck when you purchase some sort of hose assembly or something.
Yeah, I have to agree with that, John.
Yeah, cool. Besides that, beyond purchasing power and things like that, what tools, training, or technology does IDCO provide that kind of strengthens its members' businesses?
Yeah, so we have a couple things. Personally, I think the biggest resource that we offer is access. So access to people, ideas, proven best practices, tapping into that network that I talked about a little bit more. But beyond that, we do invest in education and knowledge sharing. So we have a platform called IDCO University, and they are loaded with our suppliers' courses that they provide to us. So you're able to get in there, our members are, and they can create learning tracks for onboarding, continuing education for NAHAD. It's actually recognized through them. Our suppliers also offer webinars, trainings, peer-to-peer discussions. When it comes to technology and data, we make sure our members have access to things like our IDCO PIM. We partner with a digital marketing company, access to questions for their ERP systems. And recently we've stood up a platform for inventory sharing. And then we're also always exploring newer things. Just as technology is changing so much, we try to stay on top of that as well. I know that, one of the big talks is kind of been around AI and how people use AI in their business. So we're always leaning in and looking for more there.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of a personal experience I have with that. The inventory sharing platform you were mentioning.
Oh yeah.
We recently got super involved in that, and with shipping being so hard internationally these days, it was super important that we use this inventory sharing thing, and it's helped a lot.
Oh
I
good.
think
That's
it's
really good to hear.
yeah, it's one of those things where you can get dead stock off the shelf if you have it, or you know if something's going to take too long, maybe a friendly IDCO member has it instead of waiting 2 or 3 months for a manufacturer. Um, so that's been just personal experience. That's been really great. This next question I'm excited for. I did not get to attend this year, but I know that IDCO holds a couple events each year. What events do you guys hold, and what benefits do members get out of attending these events?
Yeah, we have two main events. We have our IDCO Expo, and that's held in the fall every single year. And then we have our Principals Conference. That's typically held, it's actually coming up in February, so just in about 4 weeks. We also hold a supplier summit every other year for our top suppliers. But what we're mainly known for event-wise is our IDCO Expo. And that is a trade show where members and suppliers are together. And we have it scheduled out into 25 20-minute one-on-one meetings. So instead of a typical trade show where you might not have that dedicated one-on-one time, you have meetings scheduled with people that you either do business with or you're looking to do business with. It's a very collaborative environment. So distributors are getting face-to-face time with key suppliers, new products, solutions, and then time with peers as well. Our principals conference is just for principals, and it is a 2-day meeting and evening events, and that is a time where members get to have their meeting on the strategic focus of the co-op. They have sharing of best practices. We have breakout groups. It's just a time to really work on their business and plan for growth for the year ahead.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's always better, I think, to bounce ideas off of other suppliers when you're kind of doing these plannings and growth meetings. Just so everybody, again, it's a wealth of knowledge. The shared knowledge really helps small distributors thrive.
Yeah, we like to throw a little fun in there too. So we
I
provide
was about to say,
some evening events, and sometimes that's kind of where the best connections happen is outside of that structured meeting time. You're able to connect with somebody on a personal level and get to know them outside of a work, atmosphere.
yeah, absolutely. I feel like the off the clock hours are some of the most important hours you'll spend at meetings like that. I know because you guys had it at Kentucky, the expo in Kentucky last
We
fall.
do,
I saw
yeah.
the bourbon thing on LinkedIn. I was very upset I did not get to go, but
Yeah, we
that's
had a
exactly
bourbon
what I'll be doing.
night. We have a game night. The food is always really good, and our principals conference is somewhere different every year. So this year it's in Sarasota, Florida. Last year it was in Palm Springs. I can't tell you where 2027 is because it is a surprise
Ooh,
that our principals will find out at this year's expo. But
fun.
we've had it in some pretty fun places.
Okay, fun. It sounds like a lot of Florida places, so I'll be right there. Awesome.
Yeah, we definitely try to keep it warm. We got a lot of people in the Midwest and up north that at the end of February, a lot of times you're looking for somewhere warm.
Absolutely. It's never a cold day in Florida. Funny enough. Cool. I just got one more question for you, or a couple just before we wrap up. As far as the future of co-ops and the future of IDCO, how do you think it'll continue to play an important role in the industrial sector over the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I don't think we're going anywhere. I think that the industrial landscape is complex. Costs are rising and technology is advancing quickly, and customer expectations seem to be getting higher too. Kind of a get it, want it, have it now. Um, our model balances scale with independence. So we're allowing businesses to stay locally owned and entrepreneurial while benefiting, from the collective, from knowledge, those really close long-term partnerships with our suppliers. So I think that collaboration and connection is going to become more critical to success. Something that you might not have at a larger, chain store. So I think we'll always continue to play a vital role in helping independent businesses grow and adapt and thrive with the changing landscape.
Yeah, absolutely. You had mentioned AI earlier and AI tools and technology. I think ITCO is going to play a huge role in making that more accessible to smaller distributors that can't afford to make their own AI tool or, you know, get the most expensive sort of AI stuff.
We hope so. It's kind
Yeah,
of always our goal is to be able to provide these resources for smaller independent owned businesses. We do, at our upcoming principals conference, I'm sure AI will come up. It's come up the last few years. And hopefully it helps somebody, with their business moving forward into 2026 and beyond.
abs- yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's so exciting to hear as a IT-ish guy myself. Cool. But anyways, we learned a lot about IDCO and stuff. Where can we find IDCO stuff? How do we join? Where can we find more information?
Yeah, so we have our website, idco.coop. That's actually going to be switching over to hosernetwork.coop in the next few months or so. You'll start seeing more of that. We have a LinkedIn page, the Hoser Network. If you search that, it should come up. Our contact information is on there, and there's typically somebody always, available to talk.
Awesome. I'm so glad. Cool. I'll go ahead and link that down in the description below, but thank you guys so much for watching. Nia, thank you for being here. Very insightful stuff. I think any person or distributor that wasn't part of a co-op now is very, very inclined to do so. I don't see many or any negatives at all for this. But yeah, thank you guys so much and have a great rest of your day. Bye.
All right. Thanks, John.
Hart Industries, the most trusted name in tank truck hose.